Radios can provide a huge tactical advantage on the airsoft field, especially at larger games and milsim ops. The ability to clearly communicate with your teammates despite any sort of physical barrier, let it be distance, a physical object like a building or a large hill. Well, the ability to be able to communicate with your teammates despite these physical obstacles is going to be crucial for success on a larger scale at these sort of events. However, there are a lot of different products out there. There are a ton of different radios, push-to-talks, headsets, and earpieces, so which one should you go with? Well, in today's video, we're going to be discussing that. We're going to be discussing the products that I personally use for my own radio setup, but as well, I'm going to show you guys how I like to set them up personally to give you an inspiration on how to set up radios for your own kit. What's up, Airsofters? My name is Lane, and welcome back to the BB Warrior. We're here to help you have a better time both on and off the airsofting field, and if you enjoy videos like these and this was your first time here, we'd love it if you joined our community by hitting that subscribe button down below, and while you're at it, make sure to hit that bell icon next to it for updates when we post brand new videos every single Friday here on the channel. Now let's throw on my chest rig and I'll start to talk to you guys about the radio equipment that I use, as well as how I like to set it up on my chest rig. For today's video, we're going to be using my Spirit Systems Mark III chest rig as an example. The reason why I wanted to show off this rig as opposed to any of my other ones is because it is so small. I thought it'd be a great example to show that you can have a high quality radio setup even in a very small package. And as a heads up, the microphone in the center of my chest has nothing to do with my setup for Airsoft. It's solely for recording videos for you guys. So first off, you're going to need a radio, obviously. So what radio do you get? There are a ton of different options out there. However, the radio that I always recommend to players is the Baofeng UV5R. And the reason why I like to recommend this radio is because it's very, very affordable. Most versions of this radio are about $30 or so. However, there are accessories and they're incredibly easy to get off of places like Amazon with free 2-day shipping if you have Prime. So I have a Nagoya 8-inch antenna on here. The reason why I have this antenna is because, as you can see, it likes to flop around. Now the reason why I like that is because the stock Baofeng antenna is very stiff, and I noticed that while I'm trying to do things with my arms, like aiming down my rifle or things like that, sometimes the antenna could get in the way. If I bump this antenna, it's just going to flop off out of my way, and I'm not even going to notice it. Now, I do have the extended battery on the Baofeng UV5R. The reason why I went with the extended battery, even though the battery life on the regular battery is perfectly fine for airsoft usage, one, the extended battery almost never dies. I charge this radio maybe once a month or so if I play every weekend of the month. However, the reason why I like the extended battery is it just gives the radio a little bit more height, and most pouches for radios for military use are designed for the PRC 152 or the 148, which are about 3 inches taller than the Baofeng. So I like having the extra height of the extended battery because it makes it so that I don't have to stick half my hand in the pouch to grab the radio. So again, to recap, a Baofeng UV5R, a Nagoya 8-inch antenna, and the extended battery. Now you're going to need a pouch to keep your radio in because just clipping it to your molly or something like that would be stupid. You're probably going to lose your radio. So on the Spirit Systems rig, I am using the Spirit Systems expander wings. Now these are specifically designed to be used with the Spirit Systems chest rig. However, there are a lot of very similar designs out there. There are things like the Cry embedders for the JPCs and the AVS style of plate carriers. You have the Faro Concepts wingmen, which are essentially the same thing. However, the radio pouch I would recommend if you have molly real estate for your radio would be the Milsim West Baofeng UV5R radio pouch. It folds out, which means that you don't need to take the radio out of the pouch. It's a nice hinged design, so the radio is right in front of you. So if you're running a setup where you can have it on molly, I would highly, highly recommend using the Milsim West pouch. However, there are a lot of different options. You can fit the Baofengs in M4 pouches if you need to, if you don't want to buy the Milsim West pouch. So the next thing that you're going to want, besides the actual radio and things like that, is you're going to want some sort of external push-to-talk. Having to reach down in and press the push-to-talk on your radio or even remove it from your pouch is cumbersome, it takes a while, and overall there are just better systems out there. Now, there are a lot of different push-to-talks out there. You have like the military U94 versions. However, you're going to have to get a converted one to get it to the dual Kenwood pin that the Baofeng uses. So the push-to-talk that I like to recommend is the Code Red headsets Signal 21 push-to-talk. And again, you need a Kenwood dual pin for the Baofeng UV5R. The reason why I like the Code Red headsets push-to-talk is because it is pretty affordable compared to some other options, especially trying to convert a a U94 push-to-talk from Nexus. Those are upwards of $100. The Code Red push-to-talk is about $50 or so, give or take $10. And again, I really like it because it's very, very durable. The casing of this feels incredibly resistant. It is water, dust, and heat proof, so if you're in any sort of extreme temperatures or extreme environments, you're good to go. And as well, the push-to-talk, which is ribbed, which means that it's going to be easier to find while you're wearing gloves. It's nice and big. It's easy to find. I know with the stock push-to-talk that comes with the Baofeng, it's like this big. So it's just, and it has no clip on it either. I like that the Code Red headsets has a 360 degree clip design, so I can clip this to any piece. So I have it clipped to one of these vertical style of Molly webbing pieces here, so I just like that I can really mount this to virtually anything. Typically, I like to put my push-to-talk on my offhand side strap, because even when I'm shooting offhand, it's not in the way. I'm not going to hit the push-to-talk while I'm shooting, and it's just a very comfortable position. You know, I can have my gun in my dominant hand, my right hand, and just reach over and push the push-to-talk. So I really like the Code Red headset's single 21 speaker mic. Now, because it is a speaker mic, it's going to be loud. Code Red headsets makes a very, very nice headset, or a very nice push-to-talk, excuse me, because the audio is very, very clear. It doesn't come in distorted or anything like that. However, what if you want to be somewhat sneaky? What if you don't want the things that your teams are doing to just be blaring out for anyone to hear? Well, they do make an earpiece for the Signal 21, which I am wearing. Now, this is the Tango Junior earpiece, and essentially this just plugs in with a 3.5mm plug into the left-hand side of the push-to-talk. And the reason why I like to use an earpiece as opposed to Comtacs or Comtac replicas, so any sort of over-the-ear style of headset, is because, truthfully, Comtacs are incredibly expensive. You're going to be spending at least $350 on them. They do have noise canceling, which is cool. However, that's something that I don't need personally. And Comtac replicas like Z-Tac or TCI, typically their audio is very, very poor. It is very quiet. And you're typically going to need to buy, again, their version of a U94 push-to-talk, which, again, aren't the best quality. So I like to buy everything from Code Red. I've just had incredible success with them. Their products are built incredibly robust, and they have really, really long cords that are coiled, so if you need to get some extra size, or excuse me, get some extra length out of it for whatever reason, if you're running a really complicated system where you have, like, if you're running a radio on one side, you need to have it come over to the other side because you have some Mission Essential pouch, or you want to have a speed reload here if you're running something with Molly. I just like that they have really long cords in case that's the sort of thing that you're doing. So I like to run the earpiece in scenarios where, you know, I'm probably going to have to be stealthy. You know, if I'm being like a team commander or something like that, I run the speaker mic by itself. But, you know, if I'm going on like recce missions or just anything where I don't want them to be hearing what my teammates are saying to me, I like to run the earpiece. It's fairly comfortable over time as opposed to over-the-ear headsets, which can kind of start to hurt your ears. And again, they just muffle everything else around you unless you buy a good set like Comtacs. But that is just my general radio setup. This is something I just threw together quick for you guys. To say that this is a perfect setup is far from the truth. I just wanted to use this as an inspiration for you guys. I would much rather have a hinged pouch like the Milsim West pouch, in my personal opinion. There is a lot of cordage that I have to deal with. So again, this is just as a inspiration for you guys. If you find something that works better for you, go for it. And also make sure to let me know down in the comments below so that I can try it out myself. But to recap, just kind of my general thinking, I like to have everything in front of me. I see a lot of guys that run radios on their back. I don't like that because if I have to change my channels, I'm going to need someone's help, especially if it's mollied onto the back of a plate carrier or something like that, or if it's on a backpack, then I can't ditch the backpack if I'm running a push-to-talk, that sort of thing. So I like to have everything up in front of me where I can deal with it. I like to have it on my off-hand side for at least the push-to-talk. However, with chest rigs, I like to run the radio on my off-hand side. However, with plate carriers, I like to run it on my dominant side. That's, again, just because on a plate carrier, this is a very, very important piece of real estate on the cummerbund. So I'll typically have like more magazines, frags, that sort of thing, some sort of mission essential gear, tag rounds if I'm running 40mm. But overall, guys, this is just a general example of how to run a radio for Airsoft and the equipment that I like to use for it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video and found it to be educational and hopefully helped a few of you guys out. Now, if you do want to pick up any of the radio products that we talked about for today's video, whether it be the radio, antenna, push-to-talk stuff, the links to all of those products on Amazon will be down in the description below. And as a quick disclaimer, if you click on any of those links and purchase it through that link that I provided, I do get a very small percentage, which allows me to continue to be able to make videos just like this one at no additional cost to you. But if you enjoyed today's video and this was your first time here, I'd love it if you joined our community by hitting that subscribe button down below. Make sure to hit that bell icon next to it to be updated when I post brand new videos every single Friday here on the channel. If you want to, make sure to check me out on social media. Links are down in the description below for those as well. This has been Lane from the BB Warrior talking about how to set up your radio for Airsoft as well as the equipment to buy. And I'll see you all next time.